because there's no fingers.
This is so good, guys. I'm so happy right now. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to let a bit of time pass after the incident on the boat. Yes, the guards...
We never did find out what was on that boat.
Soldiers.
Yeah, no.
Soldiers, and Ilva also had a good glance of other stuff.
My future husband could have been on that boat. Now I'll never know.
But
y'all can go back on. I'm the only one.
Future Mr. Famous.
The threat of rain is still being looming, but the center of town, there's a statue in the center of town that actually has the heroic first adventurers that made a name for themselves in the middle of the town. There is a bold, strong person that was the son of a carpenter and blacksmith who was Haldith, who became King Haldith. Beside him is another person, which basically was known for this cape that basically you've got the bold guy standing there proud with a giant sledgehammer that looks like one of those work hammers, but it had been worked up in that. And then a cloak wraps around him, and there's one individual that stands there in a perfect stance. That was Tom Dove, who was basically a charismatic individual that was part of that group. And hidden in the statue is someone else, which apparently is the father of Tarzan there, named Simon Dove as well, because, well, they took their last name from the town they came from, which was Dovedale. This statue is now about close to 70 years old and has some pot marks and age marks to it. But it's in the center of town. There's a big, huge plaque about where this all started out. King William of the Din, which was a very good thing for the Din, also came from this town. So there's a little plaque in that, and that's where a lot of festivities are held and all that. There's a huge bonfire being set up, a lot of food. There's some stuff on the spit, but a lot of people are still checking with the weather. They feel like it's going to rain, so they're still setting up with threats of rain coming in. Most of the people on the boat have come off the boat, like the merchants, the two shippers, and all that stuff, and everyone's kind of coming into town now. Some of your parents and that are also in around the village area as a big kind of a feast is kind of being set up. As for the guards, only one person has come off the boat, and that is the charismatic guy in chain, the more charismatic dark-haired guy in chainmail. All the other guards, everyone else is still on that boat, including Pizza Face.
Or the future Mr. Famous is.
Well, he might have a face like an ass, actually.
He is I don't judge.
I have to interrupt for just a moment.
Yep.
Someone just joined the Embarrassment of Pandas, and their username is "Your BF smells like dildos."
Your BF or your BM?
Your BF smells like dildos.
I'm your BF, and I smell like dildos. So, shit, they know us. They're on to us, Ty. They know too much.
They know too much.
They know too much.
Okay, anyway, I just had to share that with
I never get the clever trolls. I always get the horrible ones. I'm like, please just try. Just try.
So, as we go on, everything's in, and like I said, the curiosity of it, of why, the curiosity of pandas went through my head. Curiosity of what's going on is not being revealed. As far as you know, this boat's just going to be heading back, and if these guys are on the boat, it would make no sense for them to ride back again unless there was something else you didn't see that they were just guarding. It did, so they haven't disembarked for some reason. And you notice that charismatic guy, he is going around. He's talking to the mayor of the town, a portly individual, fingers a little bit like sausages. He seems to have had a good life. He was a pig farmer, and he somewhat resembles his herds that he would have, and he seems to be talking to that one charismatic individual. He stands like he's still, straight backed, shoulders out. Like he still stands as if he's working, even though he's in amongst everyone else. And some people are celebrating. There are some pumpkins being set up on a table now. And Wu, your dad's asking you to give him a hand with a wheelbarrow, as basically there's this huge wooden,
It
almost
smells
like a bathtub
good.
barrel stuck over top of his prize pumpkin that he's got under this wagon, and he needs your hand to help wheel it up to the thing, and he's going to put it up there. Up there, on that spot.
Something horrible is going to happen to that pumpkin.
I can't this chat anymore. I can't.
I know, Ty.
It's literally just a dildo mountain even. I'm sorry, I can't. This is so good. It's so good. It's ridiculous. They're talking about how if you're 25 and you haven't smelled a dildo, you're doing it wrong or lying.
Smell like rubber or latex or whatever the fuck that shit is.
Well, it depends on what you have. I mean, you can get them.
You can get a glass one, and that smells like glass. And you can put it in the fridge and make it cold, or make it warm, or we'll stop there.
Okay, I want to bring this barrel or box of shit back to my mom because it's her shit, and I don't want to take care of it anymore.
Okay, no, actually, that was in the cut scene. That was probably brought in, yeah, because you're showing up for the festivities and that now, so it's kind of boiled down. Yeah, so the festivities are going on, and yes,
where's the ship's captain?
Sorry, the ship's captain. He's here. The ship's captain is here, sitting in amongst the areas.
Is he mad that I beat up his people?
These aren't his people. They were just people on. This is just a merchant boat. These guys were paid by the Duke to be shipped up here. And he's already in his third or fourth drink right now as well.
Good. We're going to get him onto his fifth and sixth as we start prying in for information as to who these guys are, where they're going.
A situational bonus of +2 to your gather information, as he is quite tanked.
I figure out when did they get on, how much they brought, where they're going, why they haven't left your boat yet. Are they going back with you, or what? Kind of pointless taking a ship all the way up the river and then taking it all the way back down again.
Yeah.
Good choice, though.
Modifier of 2.
+2, yeah. But if you guys ever have to add a modifier to your dice roll, in the lower corner where your dice are located, there's a small little box which you can click in and type in the modifier.
Holy fuck my life. Jesus.
Natural 20.
That 20 plus 10.
We had a +2 situational. So, Rich Boy. Okay.
Rich Boy knows how to pry information.
Right. So, effectively,
About the only thing he can do, too.
Besides getting the awesome life history of how he inherited the boat and all the previous owners of the boat, you also find out that the Duke...
Too much information.
That the Duke had paid him more than the normal amount to ship up a small garrison of people up here. Effectively, they were going to first off survey the remains of Fort Lint. Now, for all you guys, Fort Lint across the river on a giant hill at the edge of a forest used to be an old 3-story guard tower. It has been around for literally a couple of millennia almost. It was formed around Sienna's Grace, which is over 1,000 years, So, but it's gone into disrepair, and it's at that spot that if you know that one spot in high school you'd always go for the beer drinking parties and all that stuff. Everyone would go to Fort Lint to hang out, make out, drink. There's scratched graffiti of ancient little carvings on the side of people that have been there. This thing couldn't defend anything but a strong wind, maybe. But apparently, these guys are coming up to check to see if there's any chance of fixing up that fort. And they're also going to be heading north because apparently they've lost communication with one of the forts up there, which there was a concern about the Dinish and all that stuff. And so they're basically going to check the condition of Fort Lint, and then they're heading north to basically make contact again with one of the regular garrisons that they've lost contact with. Which is literally about 2 or 3 days direct. It's going to be about 5 or 6 going around the terrain to get to where they want to go.
Why are they concerned about the Dinish?
What? you haven't been listening. Apparently they've got this new chief, the King William's not here, who's speaking all about the pure blood and the true Diddish nature. And there's his tribe is full of bigger Dins, and he's calling himself part of the pure bloods. He's telling you that some of these Dins are standing 7 to 9.
Do I hear this motherfucker going on and on like this?
Yeah,
More mistakes, guys. More mistakes are going to be made.
right? And he says and apparently he's got this whole clan of these giant true Dins, as he's calling them.
Trudins.
Trudins.
I got your Trudin right here.
And apparently he's making waves and stuff like that, and he's talking about how this was all Dinish land and all this kind of talk going on. He's got all the dukes scared, and now that there's...
Is he drunk?
He's very drunk, and you notice that Trasden has been talking to him and getting the information out.
And
he says,
adding more bottles to the table.
Does he actually have any other people with him, or is he alone?
He's actually in with a camp with all the other people around here. This guy. But, yeah, so he's just bringing these troops up for them to check out what's going on with these Dins and all that stuff, and they've lost contact with the keep up to the north, which is kind of not being used in a very long time and stuff, but I figured they'd just talk to, like, the Duchess, the Princess, or whatever, Jasmine and all that stuff, but apparently they're not getting any type of reply from Jasmine either.
Whole new world.
That's something new.
Small world. All right. So yeah, so there's a bit of panic and worry. So the Duke's sending up his boys to go check it out.
Oh, so they are going to be getting off your boat then?
Yeah, I don't know why they're not getting off the boat now. Either antisocial motherfuckers or something like that, or they're too scared that lady's going to go knock more of their troops over. Man,
That's a real fear they should have.
That
They
is
should be worried.
considerable danger.
Yes. It is a possibility. Yeah.
That is the real fear.
And Woo, by the way, you help your father's cart. You lift up, and behold, you see the biggest pumpkin you have ever seen that your father has actually raised. This thing is bigger than the first, like the biggest pumpkin on there. His outsizes that by almost half again. It's almost a pure orange and perfect thing. Its shape is a bit off.
Taxed.
Pardon?
Rigged. Taxed.
And
Taxed.
you also notice that in some parts of you notice that the shape of the pumpkin is also somewhat like where the bucket was over top of it. It grew and started getting some of the imprint of the bucket that was on top of it. And that's his prize that he's kind of picking up.
He didn't grow this.
A spot.
Somebody else had to grow this for
Yeah,
him.
can I inquire to who or what did he pay in order to the pumpkin?
At this point, your father looks highly offended that you made that. By the way, he's going into South Seas. He's just talking in South Seas now, quick and fast. He's like, what? Why would you say? You notice your mom's coming up from behind, and she's starting to do the signal behind his back. I have spent a lot of time. Now, I do admit I did have the barrel over it for a very long time, so I never got to see it grow until now. But look, surely I must have done something, right?
I want some goddamn pumpkin pie.
But Dad,
Is this something I can get with my boob powers?
you haven't grown
Which
yet.
Ooh, powers.
You don't have to pay a cent for any food here, okay? This is a festive evening. There are pumpkin pie. There is roast chicken. There is all the fresh vegetables and
Yeah,
gourds and all
probably
that stuff
pumpkin
that are
pie.
coming up.
Hashtag feed Thai pie.
Yes. Yes.
So, yes, the pumpkin is there.
My preferred drink, according to the background that I'm writing that you haven't seen yet, is
Spice latte.
Hellish pepper whiskey. Can I find any of this at this gathering?
Your mom's here, so the answer would be yes. She'd have something that's not available for